Good evening, everybody. So I'm calling to order this November 15th meeting for the Culture Arts Commission at 6:33 p.m. Okay. Shanda, do we have any adjustments to the agenda?
No. Do you want to call real quick?
Okay. Let's see if I have everybody's name. Marianne? No, right? Arissa? Yes. Gina? No. I see Katie. John? Casey? Rachel? No. And then Jennifer.
Here.
Am I missing anybody? Did I get everybody? I got you, Katie.
Okay.
Okay, so any adjustments to the agenda?
I did want to just say, and I'm sorry if I'm hearing myself. I'll just keep talking, but I am hearing it back. I'm sorry if it's affecting you all as well. I did want to just let people know who've been here for a while that Kelsey Bielstein is moving on to a new job. So her last day is Friday. And if you work with her and have been here for a while, you know she's great at what she does, and she's brought a lot of great energy to Sherwood. She's been here for over 6 years. So her last day is Friday. Feel free to stop in. She's here just mornings this week. And if you want to stop in and tell her goodbye or tell her thank you, just wanted to let you all know since she's been a big part of the Cultural Arts Commission.
Mm-hmm.
Well, good luck with the new role. I know it's sad to see you go, but the interaction I had is only had on Teams, but you were always on top of it, everything. You always had answers for us, and you were always on top of the agenda and what needs to be done. So thank you very much for your leadership on that, and good luck with your next endeavor.
I will pass it on to her. Thank you so much, Winnie.
So no adjustments to the agenda, right? We're good?
Yeah.
Okay. So now the minutes. So we have approval for, sorry, I'm trying to take a look.
That's okay.
So approval for.
The reason why we're doing August, in case anyone's curious,
Yeah,
we didn't have a forum in September. Yeah.
So approval for the August meetings. Did everyone have a time minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing I saw at the very bottom, I don't know if it's just a copy paste, but usually the chair of the meeting adjourns the meeting, and they did that in both of the minutes. It's not that big of a deal, but
Do we need to get that fixed, or it's good to go? So anyone like to make a motion to approve the August minutes?
I'll motion to approve.
Would anyone like to second the motion?
I'll second.
Awesome. John motions to, do I say that?
Yeah, go for it.
Bear with me. So John motions to, thank you. John motioned to approve the August minutes, second by Katie, all those in favor say aye.
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 Those opposed say no. No. Okay.
So Winnie, can you hear, can everyone hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so I'm having a problem with my Teams because I can't mute myself. It seems like the buttons that you normally get are just not showing up on my Teams screen. So I don't know what's going on. So I'm going to log back out and I'm going to log back in. Okay.
I don't know if that's going to help you because I did that too, and I'm in the same boat.
So weird.
Yeah. Luckily,
Okay.
I have a headset that I can mute on. So.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, something is going on with whatever happened this morning with the weather. So I'm blaming the weather.
Okay. I'll just be really quiet.
Yeah, don't breathe too loudly, Jen.
Right.
I'm sorry.
So did everyone have time to review the October minutes?
No.
Okay. Would anyone like to make the motion to approve the October minutes? It seems like we didn't have a chance to review it. Do we need to push it to next month then?
No, did anyone not get a chance to look at October?
It seems like it.
I read through it.
I would take a minute if you haven't and just read through them.
I looked at it.
We can. Oh, good.
So John, do you want to?
Yeah, I'll motion to approve if we have a second.
Would anyone like to second the motion?
Okay, I'm on mute, off mute now. Yes, I will second.
Awesome.
Yeah, my buttons are freaking out too, so.
Yeah.
So John, motion to approve the October minutes, second by Katie. All those in favor say aye.
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 So those opposed say no. We have no no's, so it's approved. Okay, so we're done with the minutes. Chanda, was there any citizen comments received for this meeting?
There were not.
Okay. So next on the agenda is Center of the Arts update. Chanda, take it away. Are you on mute?
You're on mute, Shanda.
Am I on mute?
There you go.
I can't hear anyone.
You have I think you have a phone and a phone and a computer, and I think Mark might have muted your computer, but we can hear you. She exited stage.
I
Right?
know. His Teams is really throwing me off, you guys. It's not what I'm used to.
Yeah, both Mark and I went out and came back in, and it's still the same.
Okay, well, I'm not going to do that then. I'll just hang out.
Mary, can you hear me? Okay, we will not let technology defeat us. Okay, we won't. It's called Boards and Commissions Meeting in the Trenches. All right. So a few little updates happening. So just personnel-wise, this is Kelsey's last week, and Leah is on maternity leave for another month or so. So Mary has been filling in, and the two of us have been trying to fill a lot of shoes. November and December are our busiest months. We have our first theater production in the building right now, right over there. First theater production since March 2020. So that's pretty exciting.
Wow.
We've had dance events and community events, but this is our first actual theater show. So that's been good, and it's felt like shaking the dust off a little bit, literally in some cases. We have an art walk coming up on December 2nd called, we're calling it Art Walk Gift Edition. So Mary and I and some volunteers and anyone else who wants to join will be providing free gift wrapping for anyone who purchases art or anything from our small businesses who choose to stay open on December 2nd. So anyone can just fling their doors open wide and stay open late, and we will wrap the gifts. So hopefully we'll get a lot of community buy-in and encourage people to buy local and support our downtown. So I encourage all of you to come. If nothing else, you can check out our mad bow tying skills.
Shanda?
We have a lot of holiday workshops coming up here at the Art Center. A lot of one-time, one-off holiday events, I guess you would say. So a lot of clay art, a lot of ornament making. There's some Scandinavian woven stars happening. There's creative gift making classes for littles, for let's see, ages 5 through 14. And that's really exciting. We get to see a lot of people in the building getting very festive. There's a giant holiday tree in our corner right now that the Friends of the Center have decorated and are auctioning off, or not auctioning, raffling off. So if you want to really have your spirits lifted, come by the center late at night and you'll see it glowing out at you. And then something that I'm excited for, and I think all of us here are excited for, is our new gallery going up on December 10th. And Mary and I got to go to the Artist Gallery, or the Artist Studio in Portland a few weeks ago, and kind of start to curate what pieces will go in the show. And it's a beautiful retrospective of an artist named Tim Stapleton, who passed away last year. And we feel so lucky to be able to exhibit his art here. So those are some of the exciting things. I hope as we go through talking with our communities that we just encourage them to take some creative art classes and just really work that part of our brain. I think it's very healing, and it is really great to see people of all ages coming through our door making things together. That's all I've got.
I have a question. I do. I have a question. Can you guys hear me? Okay. Excuse me. Who notifies the businesses in the downtown area about the art walks?
So we are trying to reach out to the businesses.
Okay. So I know at least one business that could probably use some boost in downtown. They're a fairly new wine tasting room, but I think they have a great space for art. And it would be nice to just reach out to them so they have an opportunity to maybe secure some art or some activity in their space, make them feel part of the downtown community. That's Barking Frog.
I love the name.
Oh yeah, and it's great wine. They're just, I think it'd be fun if they were to become part. I don't think they feel like they're part of the downtown community as much yet, but I think an art walk would be a perfect opportunity for them to really sort of bring in something or someone who can do some art or demonstrate art and bring people into their space. It'd be really cool.
Are they
Thank you,
open?
Jen.
It seems like it's closed all the time whenever I walk by it.
I know. The proprietor, I think if he, I'm not sure about their hours, Katie, but I do know that if he had an opportunity to know that, hey, this big art walk is going to happen, and if you were to, have some kind of activity or something in there, people can get to know you, get to know your space. I think that would be awesome. But yeah, they do have odd hours. Yeah.
They
Great
are on
wine.
our list.
Okay.
Good. they're on our list to walk over. Because we can literally see them out our window. But we haven't been able to. We are trying to figure out when they're open, so we can walk over.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I recently became a member, and I asked him, if he knows anything about what's going on downtown. He didn't, so I'll give you his contact information, and you guys can reach out to him.
Love it. Any other questions or thoughts? That was great.
Okay, thank you, Chanda. Next up on the agenda is the council updates. So, Councillor Garland, do you have any council update?
Yeah, I can give a few updates. Can you guys hear me okay? All right, so we are scheduled to meet tomorrow night for our next council meeting. Oh, I just had the agenda up and it disappeared. Sorry about that. We are going to be discussing quite a bit of public, my computer's freaking out. It keeps on going back to this agenda, not our council agenda. Very strange. So we're going to be reviewing comprehensive plan update. As I recall, we're going to look at some other zoning type of issues. A lot of planning on the agenda for tomorrow night. We are still meeting virtually, so we can be seen either streaming live on YouTube on the City of Sherwood YouTube page, or you can always check them out after the fact. Here we go. So yeah, we've got a few, let's see, 3, 4, 5 public hearings tomorrow night. So it's gonna be a long night. Yeah, about the comprehensive plan, economic opportunities analysis, which kind of ties in with that, residential design standard code amendments, and then talking about 2 resolutions on recycling rates and the fee schedule. So admittedly not the most exciting stuff in the world, but important nonetheless. So we're also going to meet in December as well, probably the first of, generally we have 2 meetings each month. We're going to meet in the first meeting of December, likely not going to meet in the second one because that would put us pretty close to the holidays. We generally don't meet that close to the holidays, but some other forecasted items, some interesting stuff coming up. Going to be, I just remembered what I was going to mention. The as of now, the Robin Hood Festival is still planning on doing the parade on December 4th. So I haven't heard anything different yet. So hopefully that still goes on. So keep an eye out for that, and hopefully everybody will be able to make to that. The council usually has a parade float in that every year. So I'm trying to keep my daughter's expectations in check because we also are excited about the Robin Hood Festival and cruising this year as well. So hopefully this one will go on as well. I don't know really any of the details about the tree lighting and stuff, how that's going to go down this year, what's happening there. I know last year they did a very subdued kind of smaller event just because they wanted to keep the crowds to a minimum. So Robin Hood Festival is the one that organizes all that. So keep an eye out on their pages. They should have more information. And as the city hears something, we generally tend to promote that pretty heavily as well. I think that's it. If you guys have any questions or anything I can help with, please let me know.
Thank you, Sean. I'm a member of the Robin Hood Festival Committee.
There you go.
And yeah, and so definitely going to do, and I'm reading the minutes now, but they are going to do a holiday festival. They've already completed the permitting that's needed. Maid Marian Court will be there. The parade will go on. There will be food. There will be tree lighting. The high school marching band will be there. All the choral groups will be invited. St. Francis Choir will be there. I think there's going to be a Santa tent, although it's going to be different this year. And maybe there'll be a horse and carriage. That's it. And the volunteers are always welcome.
Yes, yeah. And one other thing I did notice today is the Christmas lights or holiday lights are going up in Old Town as well. So that's always kind of the mark of the season when we start seeing the light trees lit up in Old Town. So that's always boost the spirits a little bit and seeing a lot of lights up on houses already very early this year. I think people are anxious for some positive cheer this year. So that's all I've got. Unless you got any more questions.
Only thing I could say is I heard back from Kristen regarding the first Festival Plaza meeting. It's coming up on November 22nd. And I signed up to be on that committee.
Oh, great. Yeah, that could be really exciting. If we can get that to work right, that's going to be a good use of that space down in Old Town. And yeah, kind of make it look a little nicer down there, but also a little bit more functional as well. So, yeah.
Great. Thank you so much, Councillor Garland.
Of course.
Next we have is the SWOT analysis. So Chanda, you're up next.
Am I on mute? No, am I now
You're
good?
good now.
You know, after almost 2 years of this kind of technology, I think I'm just, I don't know. I should know how to unmute myself. Okay, so the SWOT analysis, as most of you know, is something that the mayor asks us to do every year, and every board and commission does this. And usually it is one of you would be appointed or anointed, given the honor of standing up at a big end of year dinner, and you give a report, you go down our list, and it's a nice opportunity to hear what the police board has been working on, what the planning commission has been working on, what the arts commission has been working on, and everyone kind of goes around and speaks it out loud. Last year, we did not have that dinner due to COVID, and it sounds like this year they are again not going to have that dinner. I am hopeful that next year we will, because it's kind of fun to get to see people who, I mean, there's always somebody on the library board that I'm like, oh, hey, didn't know you were serving on a board, or, you know, a neighbor that you realize is on the finance committee. So it's always a good time to come together, and it's a good time to be there in person. So hopefully that'll be next year, but we're still being asked to put together a SWOT analysis as a way to kind of show where we feel we are in our year. So I have included in your fancy notebook, and I'm so sorry, there's a couple notebooks that I still didn't get to people. But if you have your fancy notebook, there is a copy of the 2019 and 2020 SWOTs that we did. One of the challenges with us is that we haven't all sat in a room together ever. So, and a lot of people are new, but we can either view that as a strength or a reality. It is what it is, but we're going to do our best to come up with a SWOT that accurately reflects who we are and what we have going on. So SWOT, as you know, stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. It's usually used in the corporate world, but we will adapt it to our purposes. And what I would love to do is kind of crowdsource this a bit, and then I will write it in a cohesive way and run it past Winnie to make sure that it makes sense and I didn't leave out an important verb, or I could say it a little better, and then I'll send it around once Winnie looks at it and gives me a thumbs up. I'll send it out to everyone to make sure we're all seeing the same language and that it reflects us accurately. So can you give me a little wave if you got a chance to look at either the 2019 or 2020 SWOTs that we did? You can see those.
I don't, did you send it today? wasn't in my folder, but
Oh,
was that attached?
it should have been in the original one from
The
back
one
at
that you
desktop.
handed during the retreat?
Yeah. Anything? No? Okay. I'm sorry. So I'd love to read some of our strengths from last year, and I would love just some feedback of if you feel that this is still an accurate representation, or what we might add. So one of the strengths that we had from last year was significant staff support, enthusiasm, and project experience at the Center for the Arts. We put one of our strengths was alignment with the recently completed Parks Master Plan. One of our strengths was arts commissioners with passion, diverse perspectives, and arts backgrounds. Another strength was relationships with local business owners, school districts, and other city departments. Effective social media channels in place to communicate and engage with citizens about the arts in Sherwood. Funding opportunities and public art connections, resources throughout the county, state, and nation. A thriving downtown historic area where art possibilities abound. A community that is excited about the possibilities presented by public art, and close relationships built with other cities doing public art. And we had as examples Tualatin, Hillsborough, Newburgh, Tigard, Wilsonville, and RAC, which is the Regional Arts and Culture Council. And the other strength that was listed was the ability to communicate, meet, and engage online during COVID, thanks to technology. Any thoughts on those? That's actually, I haven't looked at these in a while, and that's a lot of strength. Any quick response or gut feelings about those?
I just love that we connect with the community, like with Art Walk, or, decorate your window for Christmas and get a prize, or I love stuff like that. And what a great thing for our community to see, and I love it.
Yes, I do too. I love that too. And I also think that the new response from the mayor and council on the mural is also maybe moving from a threat to potentially a strength.
Yeah, we really didn't know how they were going to respond. So
but I think Mayor Mays he's been interested now in maybe moving forward with other murals in the city, and so I think that's a real strength for us.
Yeah.
Have we heard from Keith about any of this yet, or what his response was?
From the mural?
Yeah, the mural plan.
Yeah, so it sounds like he's interested in alleyway murals and things like that. So, which, as we know, is a really effective way to get art up in towns and to really enliven a downtown. I know, Casey, you were just in Bend, right? And I know Bend has some really fun, kind of quirky Bend flavored alleyway art, but every city kind of puts their own stamp on it. But yeah, so I've heard some positives. I will put that down. I think one thing that's been interesting too is there's been some overwhelmingly positive response from the community about the mural. And sometimes not even about the mural specifically, but just about the fact that a mural is going up, which is really exciting.
Yeah, so I only saw a couple like blase kind of comments on social media, but the majority of them were all positive. And again, like you said, just that they were happy to see something finally up in the sense of public art, which was really cool.
I don't know. I mean, a lot of people that I spoke to about it just thought that it was, the name of the business, Symposium. Yeah, that it was just they did it, as opposed to it being the city or being, us.
Public art. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I don't know. Does it matter that they know who did it or who's responsible for it or not?
I mean, I think we could always do a better job on messaging. Partly I'd love for people to know that it is partly publicly funded and that there's a process. So if anyone else wants to put one up on their wall, then they know there's a process to go through. And I think the word will continue to spread. I think it'll help when we have our public art designating plaque up on the wall there too. And we will be adding it to the cultural walking tour. I think those things will help. But eventually we want to be able to have 5 or 6 up there so that it becomes a recognizable brand. Like the cultural walking tour has a very recognizable plaque around town. We want a very recognizable something that you can tell from afar that it's Sherwood Public Art. But yeah, I'm not surprised that people don't know particularly where it is, but I would put that under, maybe I would put that under a weakness, that our messaging still is not super strong, but the fact of a public art murals program.
Mm-hmm. Maybe we can have the image like poster for artwork, then people can know that we made this public art. So
yeah,
that's a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and that I'm going to put that under opportunities as well. We also, with a fresh mural, that's a fresh opportunity to slap that mural on every poster we can, and we can put that messaging out there.
Good. Yeah.
Chanda, the first bullet point on 6 strengths, the significant staff support. I know you're down on some staff. Is that an opportunity or is it still a strength?
Yeah, I think there's still significant staff support and enthusiasm, probably a lack of time right now, which could be a potential weakness.
Mm-hmm.
Mary, are you still enthusiastic?
Oh, what?
Are you enthusiastic, Mary? As a member.
Always.
Okay.
Mary's very enthusiastic. It is fun looking at this. Last year at this time, we did not have a mural. We did not even have, we didn't have a paintbrush in the paint on the building. So even though last year still feels kind of liquid, and like the last 2 years have just kind of flown by in really weird, undulating ways, it is significant to think back to last year when we did not have a real concrete plan, or not a real concrete plan that had been approved to put paint on the wall. So I'm going to put a strength as we have a mural. It's up.
Mm-hmm.
Our first mural, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And many more to come.
Yeah.
Has anybody else, any other businesses come forward saying they want to do it, or any other artists who've come forward?
We have so one good strength is we worked with some amazing artists, with Joel and Angelina Marino Heidel, and they are, connected with so many other muralists in the state of Oregon and who do this type of work. And they had a really positive experience in Sherwood, and we really couldn't have we couldn't have asked for better partners for this first mural. So that's really helpful. That's a strength that was a positive experience for them, and they will spread that positive experience to other muralists, frankly.
Yeah, I think David Gilmore has from the beginning to the end photos of it. He just hasn't published the
Cool.
end result yet.
Oh, nice. Oh, nice. Great. I think one significant strength is that we have a full arts commission, and I thank all of you for making that a reality. I know it's hard sometimes to hang in when we're all meeting virtually, and we're not sure that some people actually exist below the shoulder. We don't know, but here we are, and we've hung in there, and this is actually a very strong commission with all of the experiences that people bring to the table. So I would love to list that as a strength.
Mm-hmm.
Another strength that comes to mind is we do have the murals plan and the public art plan have been, I'm losing verbs. They have been approved by City Council, which is pretty significant.
Yeah, very. That's really important.
Do we still have potentiality to go after the community psyche funds that were talked about last year? I finally found my SWOT from last year.
Yeah, no, that was a limited time. We had to utilize those by March 31st.
Gotcha.
Yeah. We do have, however, through those community psyche funds, we did purchase all of that Rainworks material and cafe light that we now the city owns now. So we have some materials that we could be creative with.
Oh, good.
Cafe lights are really cool.
Yeah.
I know what we could use those for. My favorite, little parklets. I really want to have a parklet competition with all the businesses downtown to build little parks, little art spaces in the parking spots.
Yeah, did you see that downtown Portland quite a few years ago? They did like little mini parkways around Fifth Avenue.
Yes, it was so awesome. It was so great.
Drew a lot of media attention too. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I wrote down parklets. We will explore that more.
So, John, quick question. There's one question. If I were to look for that Portland parklets, what do I put in? Like, what do I put on social media or Google?
Oh, wow. That was a long time ago.
Yeah. Look under. Yeah, I would say, Winnie, look under Portland Smart City Conference, and that was like 2016 maybe, and I think it was done as part of the Smart City Conference.
Just curious.
Yeah, it's just a fun way to bring community down into the city center, and they had a competition where you would take an empty parking space right next to your business or two, and then build a little mini parklet with art and all kinds of things, and it was really cool. It was really fun. It was a great event.
Yeah. Very nice. Thank you.
I'm gonna inquire with friends of mine. We did a lot of filming around that event that was downtown Portland. I'm gonna inquire if we still have footage of it.
Oh,
awesome.
Cool.
Thanks.
Yeah, cool.
So there's kind of a national parklet movement too that's happened. I know they do it in I want to say Jackson, Wyoming, and all over. So it's part of, if you look at NACTO, which is the National Association of City Transportation Officials, they have a big section on parklets.
Okay.
And there is a like national parklet day or week too, somewhere where a lot of cities get involved. But yeah, it's part of the new urban street design, trying to make it more walkable and draw people down to, the downtown area, which we know that's a prime opportunity for Sherwood.
Mhm.
Yeah, look up parklets.
Or creative placemaking too. That's what it's called. Creative placemaking. I
All right,
just
any
looked it
more?
up.
Love it. Any more thoughts on strengths? One thing I'm noticing just from this, I think one strength that we have is lots of enthusiasm and ideas, and enthusiasm and ideas. It's really needed for an arts commission, and I feel like we have that in this group. Vision, that's the word I'm looking for.
Vision, yeah.
Any other thoughts on strengths? We can always circle back to it if one occurs to you. All right, so there's and now we're on the what portion, the W of the SWOT. So we identified 2 weaknesses in 2020, and number one was we put lack of momentum and forward movement due to differing priorities. And I think we were feeling, last year at this time, we were definitely feeling the tension of wanting to move forward with public art and murals, and not feeling like we were able to. And then a weakness, which is, I think this is going to be an ongoing weakness for every board and commission, which is everybody's time is at a premium, with many added demands on everyone due to COVID. That pertains to volunteers, commissioners, and staff. It's interesting that we did not put COVID as a weakness last year. I think that's interesting.
I think we did. I think I have the draft, and it says due to COVID, and it says, does this really belong here? Is it a threat?
Oh, yeah, thank you. Oh, and we put it in threat.
Yeah. Well, it was in weaknesses, and is it down in threats?
It is.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. I feel like everybody's time is at a premium is still very significant, and I feel like that's kind of the reality of modern life a little bit. Anyone have any thoughts or gut reactions or response?
I don't know if it's a weakness necessarily, other than not just that our time is at a premium, but just nobody wants to go out. I mean, we've got Netflix, we've got a million other things that can keep us indoors.
Mm-hmm.
So, unless it's spectacular, do I want to take the time to and my energy to leave my house?
Yeah. Well, energy is at a premium.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's interesting. Again, there's that odd tension of, it takes a lot to want to leave my home. But then you have events like the art gallery opening with the 4-H gallery, where so many artists came, and they just spent hours, some of them, because they were just so thrilled to be in the company of fellow art lovers for the first time in a long time. It's interesting. Thank you for that, Katie. Anyone else have anything to add? Oh, thank you, Sean.
Bye, Sean.
Bye, everybody. Have a good holiday. Talk to you next month.
Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving.
So would everybody's time is at a premium, wouldn't that be more like a threat rather than a weakness? Because it's not, I mean, I don't know if I would consider it our group's weakness or the Arts Commission's weakness.
It is
Any
kind of a
thoughts on
threat
that?
because I think it's kind of a threat. I kind of agree because in the sense of being a threat, then how do we get things done if we're busy with
Right. Our
life?
weakness might be if we don't have a plan to address how to do that. Right.
Yeah.
So I think the challenge would be more like everybody's time is at a premium. And then our weakness would be a lack of vision or response to that. Or maybe we do have a response to it. I don't know.
But that's the opportunity. I mean, to have something so awesome that, you know, we want to leave and see how amazing this thing is.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and I think it behooves us as committee members to, use our own personal social media. Like when we have gone to some of these events, sorry, what's happening?
Mary's on 2 places.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, anyway.
We never have you in too many places.
Right. Anyway, just to use our own personal social media to let people know how fun that thing was. So, I mean, I loved the peace pole walk. That was really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Katie, if I may, I'm going to put that down as an opportunity because it is so easy it's easy to build community with social media now with the touch of our very flexible thumbs. So it is easier to spread the word. And we all have that ability.
You know what? And I'd like to add on to what Katie said, in that we have an opportunity to team with other organizations in Sherwood as in whatever ways. I mean, we've got the Robin Hood Festival Association that we could be teaming with, or the cruise in Sherwood that we could do more with or get out there, so there are some opportunities there. And I know we've taken advantage of some of those, but I think it is an opportunity to just continue doing that.
Yeah.
And just adding a little bit on it, I love getting those, the Sherwood newspaper and the new Sherwood magazine that has come, right? If we can put something in there, every time that comes, say, hey, this is coming up next, or be part of it. I think that'll be interesting because everybody gets it in their mail, and they can have it in front of them.
That's a great idea. They're always looking for things to put in that little magazine, so it's a perfect opportunity.
And we've spoken with the woman who is publishing that, so that's a great idea. I want to second an opportunity to partner with other organizations. I think sometimes can operate in a little silo, and if everyone's trying to do something significant in their own little silo, not going to have the impact that we would have if we partnered with other organizations.
Yep.
Any other opportunities come to mind? I would love to put, we have so many granting opportunities now that we can say, hey, we have an actual public art plan and we have successfully executed our first piece of public art. That opens us up to so many placemaking grants and community engagement grants and things that we can now pursue that we could not a year ago.
Who owns the buildings, like the Hungry Hero building, and like how do we talk to those owners and say, okay, we want your space?
So John Estrom owns the building. I know him personally. He owns that whole building where 503 and Cork and Hungry Hero, and he's actually a big fan of the arts. the arts and sciences. So yeah, it would be great to talk with him and find out what we could do there.
So oftentimes there are grants that come with, like there have been a few that I've seen just this year where there's a grant to make a mural. They just need a wall. They just need a willing host wall. So I think one of the opportunities we have with this group of people is to go downtown and knock on doors and get to know folks or go in teams and bring it up, bring copies of the murals plan. And we should know, as the Cultural Arts Commission, we should know, hey, who is kind of leaning towards, hey, that would be cool on my wall. And then we follow up with them and help them so that they're not daunted by the process, and we can help find the funds and make it happen.
Have we identified the building? I mean, it's a good idea. I'm assuming that we've identified the building owners in downtown Sherwood.
So I know that, we have, I know that Bruce Peterson knows a lot of, Bruce Coleman knows a lot of the business owners, and there are definitely some buildings that are on all of our radars.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. And does the lodge down there, is it not the Elks Lodge?
Rebecca Lodge?
Rebecca?
Yeah. Yes, the Rebecca. Is that owned by the Rebecca Lodge people? And it shares the same building as Clancy's.
I feel like this might be a good question to bring in someone like Greg Jaycott, or someone who is familiar with all of the downtown businesses, to a meeting sometime and talk through those specifics.
I guess I could
that be interesting
if he knows.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, Chanda, I'm just doing a time check. It's 7:25. I know we have a couple more things on the agenda as well. So how do you want to take it forward? Do you want to continue working on the SWOT analysis and then table the other ones for the next meeting? Or do we want to continue doing it? Just
Thank you.
What does it seem?
Let's see if we can finish up with the SWOT, and then I would love to get to Casey's. I wanted Casey to share some things. Let's keep going, and let's push on. Thank you, Winnie, for that reminder. So I've got a couple of opportunities noted down. Does anyone see any threats besides? I like what you said earlier was time is at a premium. That's really more of a threat and a challenge as we move forward. A threat last year was lack of momentum. I feel like we have some momentum this year. And impacts from COVID and the lack of ability to meet in person and use the Art Center. I feel like any day now we'll be able to meet in person. That's my optimist. It actually feels like there are more grant dollars available to help. So I'm open to any thoughts on threats or challenges that you notice. We put apathy or lack of awareness towards public art, but again, that feels like an opportunity to me.
Mm-hmm.
People don't know about public art because we're not all talking about it.
Yeah, it's just the right education.
Yeah, and it's not, there's not enough of it around town to make a discussion happen.
Yeah.
But, any other thoughts of threats? Right, hearing none, I'm going to move on. If one hits you and strikes you at 2 a.m., you can email me, and I'll email the council. So the next ones are kind of what we've been bandying about anyway. What are your 2 or 3 most significant accomplishments for this past year as a board or commission? I would say we have a full, awesome variety of experienced commission. I'll figure out a better way to write that. I think it's a huge significance that we have those 2 documents approved by council, and that we have a mural on a wall, an actual mural on an actual wall. So those, I mean, if anyone has any to add, I feel like those are significant. And then the most exciting, you all, is what are your 2 or 3 major goals for the upcoming year as a board or commission? And I was re-looking at some of our lovely giant Post-its that we will have again, especially when we're in person together. But we have so many ideas, so many, and I don't want us to get mired in so many ideas that we become paralyzed with all the great opportunities and we can't move forward. So what makes sense to me, and I was talking with Winnie about this earlier, is perhaps a nice rule of 3, looking at next calendar year, laid out as a 12-month period. What if we were able to accomplish 3 significant projects, starting with something we had talked about last year. Casey had brought up celebrating Lunar New Year, and it was just right in the middle of COVID, and it was a great idea, but we didn't have the time. But we could start off that with Lunar New Year, then sometime in the middle of the summer when it's so nice out and gorgeous and everyone's coming out of their homes, something community engagement wise in the summer. And then bookend next year with celebrating Diwali, which is the Festival of Lights. And it kind of continues our Be the Light theme that we did during COVID. It could lend itself to so many significant cultural festivals of light that all of us have experienced growing up. I know I talked about how my family celebrates Santa Lucia because my husband is Scandinavian, and there's beautiful Hanukkah lights and the Star of Bethlehem. Like, there are so many beautiful traditions that we all represent. So would love your feedback on that. And I shared with you either by email or in your notebooks some of the imagery that Casey put together. Casey, do you want to briefly give us a couple sentences of what Lunar New Year meant to you growing up and what it means?
Yeah, for sure. So Lunar New Year means the first day of the New Year, Lunar New Year, lunar calendar. That means we bring a hope to the new year and greeting to everyone we met in our family, friend, neighborhood. And we also have some major activities, like we do the firecracker, give the red envelopes, and light up the lanterns, gather with family, have dinner, have lunch together, and wear it in red. What else? There's a lot of things to do. So my favorite part is lighting the lanterns. So the idea come out from the Lunar New Year. If you like, I can share screen with you guys. Oh, I can't. Can I? Can you guys see?
No.
No.
I loved the picture though of all the lanterns and down the street.
That's our idea. We talk about that. Say if we can do these lanterns on the ceiling of the art center. Yeah. And
it was in our packet.
Yeah, it's in our packet.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's what this was. This one?
Yeah, that one.
I love it.
Yeah, and Lunar New Year not just happen in Taiwan or China or some of the Asia country, but a lot of people celebrate that in East. So it's kind of popular and really significant event for Asia. But I cannot share with you guys this. I don't know how to do share screen.
Cool opportunity though to get other businesses to like do something that has something to do with the moon or a tiger or restaurants do makeup lunar desserts or something. I mean, that would be so cool.
Yeah, we can have that candy tray at the center, and then people come in can celebrate together. We can give them a red envelope with I don't know,
Hungry Hero coupons.
Oh yeah, that sounds great.
Those chocolate coins, those coins that you can get.
It would be a good idea though, yeah.
Oh, that would be so fun. So where do these lanterns come from, Casey? Like, are they handmade? Do you purchase them? What are they made out of?
So, based on my understanding, some of the school, they will give students those plain lantern, then student to do their own work, DIY that, and then come back on the due day, then
so pretty
on the street or some public area. So it make it really colorful and really looks really cool.
Yeah. Do we have options for something that would hold up to rain? In the sense of February, still looking at traditional weather patterns for February.
Yeah.
It's anywhere like 30 to 40% chance of rain in that month. Just don't want to.
Yeah, but we can do that inside of the art center. We don't need to do outside.
Center, maybe in the library, if you can talk them into it.
Oh, yeah.
They have vaulted ceilings.
Mm-hmm.
And also maybe wax paper too. That thin, the wax paper that doesn't disintegrate.
So I want to encourage us to not get too detailed just yet, but if this is creating a lot of enthusiasm, is this something that we want to do and go for? So it'll be February before we know it?
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
Well, I like the fact that we would actually have some culture in the Culture Arts Commission. That would be great.
Right.
How about we do what's it called? Winnie, the Holy Festival?
Yep. The festival
in March where everybody throws paint and color.
And all play holy together.
That would be awesome.
All right, so I'm hearing yes on Lunar New Year, which is going to come up very quickly, and that will be something that we as an arts commission will need to work together on to accomplish, but I feel like we could do it. And I think, the Art Center lobby is, if nothing else, to start off, it's a long, narrow place that is very significant, or it's very visible at night that we could light it up. So thank you, Casey. All right, we'll talk more about this. We'll talk more concrete tangibles in December. So the next one was just something community engagement-wise in the summer. And just in interest of time, I have a whole sheaf of papers of people giving their ideas, but does anyone want to just popcorn out your baddest, awesomest idea that you would want for community engagement?
That parklet situation. I think that's awesome. Like the parklet, just that parklet.
Parklet. Awesome. What else?
Something solstice, if we're talking about lights for doing in the summer.
Okay. summer solstice. Yes. I like the idea of a community piano still, like a free community piano.
Oh, yes. How do we get that?
So easily, you all. It's so easily. Not
Oh
even
my
funny how
gosh.
easy it would be.
Mhm.
That would be so fun to have a community piano.
Yes. We could do, I know Marianne wrote down some ideas. She's not able to be here, but she is really interested in doing something with nature, using the gravel parking lot as a place to create art out of nature.
Mhm.
And that could be a really
Yeah, I love that. Especially Oregon just blooms in the summer. So
yeah. Any other just off the top of your head ideas? Arisa, I know you have ideas.
Hi. I don't know. I'm still thinking. Well, I mean, I guess since we're like on the topic of like cultural things and like celebrations for seasons, in Japan, they in like summertime in July, we would have these like little bamboo sticks, bamboo, and you'd put like little paper wishes on them. And at the night of this, like I think the 7th of July, you would like burn them in the pit, and like it's like a whole ceremonious thing. And it's kind of like nature, light. I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like it kind of.
That's fun.
Interesting. And it's around July
Close.
7th.
yeah.
We
Yeah.
have a connection on bamboo, by the way. Ask
I
Jeff
love
to
it.
talk to his guy that we used for the Unity project.
Nice. Thank you. Any other, I'm just writing all of these down. I know,
There- Hmm.
go on.
There is a summer festival that I went to, Arisa, you might know, it's in Kyoto, it's in July, where they bring out these incredible old floats that are put together just by wood and wood pegs. And they're from every town that surrounds Kyoto, and they come and they parade them. And it's a festival of light, and they're all lit up with lanterns. You know, it's a light festival.
Okay.
Yeah, I've
Anyway,
heard
it
of
would
that.
be-
I forgot the name, but
I
yeah.
know, I forgot. Matsuri Festival? I don't know.
Matsuri,
Anyway,
yeah.
maybe.
Yeah,
Write that
I
down.
mean, that's like very summery, like little things that you carry. This massive like shrine thing that people carry half naked. It's really bizarre, but you just like
I don't know, I
throw
didn't see
water.
that, but
We're in Portland. Portland.
Yeah.
we're in Portland.
Um,
Don't we
But
have
And usually
Right.
involves bicycles.
I love I would like to see us do like a summer, festival or something like that would celebrate some of the summer Asian festivals would be fun. I don't know if India has one. I just always think of the Color Festival, but I think that's in the spring.
Holly.
All right. So I'm going to put down something summer engaged or community engagement centered in the summer. These are all great ideas. I want to bring up chalk art as well.
Yeah.
It would be, we have some beautiful pavement and some actual great chalk artists, and there's some chalk art that could be kind of facilitated, where kind of paint by numbers or chalk by numbers. That could be a really interesting temporary art piece too. All right, anything else before I put this giant post-it away? All right, if it occurs to you again at 3 a.m., email me. Great. All right, everyone. So the third of our thought of the rule of 3 was the idea of Diwali, which we were talking about just briefly, casually at Jeff Beasley's. Winnie, do you want to remind folks what Diwali is really quickly? And it has a beautiful family meaning for you, which I didn't realize.
Yes, yeah, we just celebrated Diwali last weekend. It was on November 4th, but we celebrated because my son just turned 1, so we celebrated the first birthday and Diwali celebration together.
Aw.
So Diwali is called Festival of Lights, and it's celebrated all over India. Different religions do it for different reasons, and they do it in different ways. So I think the main thing that it coincides with the harvest, which is important here as well. We do a lot of, we see, harvest here in U.S. And it's a New Year celebrations for some cultures. So they say Happy New Year, right? It's a festival of new beginnings, triumph of good over evil, and light over darkness. So usually it's not the same day every year. It's usually the darkest night of the year. And, people visit each other's home leading up to Diwali. They go and, take presents for people. Then there are lots and lots of fireworks. So if you heard some fireworks last weekend, that was us.
I did hear them.
So, and then they have lights. So Sean was saying that, Counselor Sean was saying that there are people already have lights on. So we had lights on because on our house, because we're celebrating Diwali. So it's telling one of the goddess to come, hey, visit our house, bring good luck and wealth and, to our house. So it has many meanings, many cultures celebrate, Hindus from Sikh to Jains. We celebrate in different ways, but it's a biggest celebration in India. Festival of Lights.
Nice. Thank you. I love the idea of bookending 2022 with 2 festivals of light that are led by arts commissioners and that we can support, and then that just feels like such a natural extension of the Be the Light project and all of the ways that we know that the arts can heal and can bring people together and build community, which is what I think we're also desperately wanting right now. Even though we would love to stay in and watch Netflix, we know we really need to get out and see our neighbors and celebrate together. I like that idea. Does that resonate with folks to kind of map out our year in those ways? Okay. I know it's getting late, so I don't want to belabor the point, but this makes me excited for next year. I think with the public art plan and with the grants that are available to us too, we could look at really supporting these efforts and really make people aware of all the facets of public art. We know public art is not just statues and murals. Public art is also a lobby full of paper lanterns that the community has made. It's fireworks. It's a lot of different things. So if you have any last thoughts, do email them to me. Remember, don't reply all, because then it becomes kind of weird and a gray area with public meetings, but I will make sure to get those out to everyone as a non-voting non-commissioner. I think, Winnie, I think that is good from me. I will type these up, send them to you. You will look at them, make sure they make sense, and then we'll send them out to everyone. And then I think December, somewhere in December, they're due to the mayor and given to city council.
The SWOT analysis, is there a timing for that? Do we have a timing deadline that we need to meet?
Yes, it is due. Hold on, let me, on my handy dandy calendar. Let me see. Oh goodness, I'll have to look, but it's
before our meeting, right? Is it our meeting is on December 20th for December month?
Before then.
Okay.
yeah, it needs to be to them before then.
Okay.
Oh, I have it. I don't know.
It's okay. So, does anyone have any other business they would like to bring to the meeting?
Mhm.
No? Okay.
It's
If there's no
December
other, December
Sorry,
1st.
December
Okay. So I know we have, I think that's the Wednesday or right after Thanksgiving. So in order to get all the feedback, I think we should get this quickly wrapped up, maybe the Monday of the 1st or before the Thanksgiving, since everybody's going to be busy with the holiday. Awesome. So if there is no other business, I adjourn this meeting at 7:49.
Good.
Have a good night,
all.
everybody.
Thank you. It's good to see everybody.